Okay, so I know a lot of us have all different goals and reasons as to why we are making a commitment to getting these workouts done, but I want to remind you that our first and most important reason needs to be longevity and vitality. So my programming is going to indefinitely improve and help you in all of those aspects as we get older. I know we're at this age, it's sort of hard for us to have this mindset of what our life is going to be in our 70s and 80s, but what we do today in our 40s, 50s, and 60s is going to really make a huge difference in our future. So mindset does matter. Of course, we all want to improve the look of our bodies. But if we make a mindful choice to focus on improvements in strength, endurance, flexibility, mobility, we'll feel a lot more positive, and we will want to continue if we're focusing more on that and less on the physical changes. Because of course, we all know that the physical changes include improvements in lifestyle, nutrition, sleep habits, stress. All of those things kind of have to all come together in order for us to see physical changes. Whereas if you pick up a dumbbell and use your skeletal muscle, you are improving your body inside more than you are aware. So let's focus on every time we pick something up or we're moving our bodies, that we are making a bigger impact on how we're going to move, feel, and the independence and how we're going to live is going to make a huge difference. And then of course the physical changes come eventually if we stick with it and are consistent. Not perfect, but consistent. Okay, so 3 things that I want us to make sure that we're doing on a regular basis if I haven't programmed them. So of course my programming is always in the mindset of how am I going to make sure these ladies are getting as strong as they possibly can without hurting themselves. That's why we incorporate so much mobility and proper movements, etc. But I also want to have you think about what you can be doing in some free time or on your off days, like just your walking days, that you can also do to contribute to faster results. And there's 3 things that I would recommend you do. The farmer's walk, I program it a lot, and I get a lot of feedback from my one-on-one clients who I speak to on a very regular basis that say they love when their 45-year-old or 50-year-old friends can't pick up and carry things from one place to the other, but they can because of all of the farmer walks that we have been programming throughout the several months and years that we've been doing it. So farmer's walks, as you know, just picking up a big dumbbell. Eventually, I'd love for us to do, half of our body weight in each hand, which would require 50, 60 pounds in each hand. And I would love for us to be able to walk for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 10 rounds. This is going to be something that you need to build up to. You're not going to be grabbing 50 pounds or 60 pounds in each hand and walk like this on day 1. Sometimes this takes a year, if not a year to 2 years to get strong. It really does depend on the consistency. So if that is our goal, we have to make sure we're doing it consistently. I, of course, will make sure I'm programming it, but if I've only programmed it once for that week, or I've not programmed it for that week, that is something that I would like for you to try to incorporate into your weekly schedule. So documenting your weights, grabbing what you're able to do for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off is how I normally program it. Maybe 4 rounds, maybe 3 rounds, whatever you can do. Something is always better than nothing. So even if you do a couple 30-second walks or a minute walk for as long as you can, holding maybe smaller dumbbells, you can switch it up and eventually or slowly you will improve grip strength, back strength. You'll be able to function more. When your friends need you to help, you will be able to help them because of all of the extra stuff that you've been doing. I also want you to open up your shoulders, right? Even if we're not sitting at desk, we tend to get lazy and not sit up straight. So that is one thing I would love for you to do, is engage your muscles, sit up properly. People are going to probably look at you like you're crazy, right? But this is important. Sit up, use your muscles. Sitting is, as we know, not good for us. So if we're at least sitting, let's make sure we're rolling our shoulders back, we're engaging our core, And then we're at least doing something rather than nothing. But I also want you to focus on opening those shoulders up. Okay, so if you're starting to notice you or your friends get a little bit humpy here, it's because some of your postural muscles are no longer able to keep you straight up. So please be mindful of that. So grab your band, do maybe 15, 20 of these, couple sets of these, or at the end of the day, which I like to do, especially after a long day of programming or sitting at my desk, I like to grab my suspension trainer and I like to do some tees. So whatever you can do to open up your shoulders at the end of the day, a few extra times a week, which would be good. And then the last thing I want you to be mindful of, and this is fresh on my mind because I had a conversation about this with someone the other day, I can't remember who, speak to so many women every day, it's crazy. I love how when I meet new people, they're always so interested in how they can improve their life. It's actually very eye-opening because a lot of women have no idea. It's crazy. Anyways, I'll get into that another time. Box jumps, okay? I don't like them, but I know if I don't do that on a very regular basis, I'm no longer going to be able to do it. So it's a lot in my head. I'm looking over at my box, so that's why I keep looking. It's a big box, it's high. So maybe on the day that I'm not feeling comfortable, maybe my knee is a little bit more wonky, I'll go to my stair, or I'll actually even just pretend. Okay, so every single day I want you to jump up on a box, do it once, do it 5 times, do it 10 times, whatever you're feeling. But think about it, if you do one box jump every single day for a year, that is 365 extra jumps that you have done without basically any effort. So those are the 3 things I want you to focus on for the next couple of months until they become a habit. Opening up your chest at the end of the day, bringing those postural muscles back to a reset, whether you're using the suspension trainer or a band, totally your call to move things back. Create more openness in the upper part of your back, your box jumps and your farmer's walks. Try to get those in on a very weekly basis just to get ahead even quicker.